friend that I've known for over 30 years, and I trust him, and I adore him, and I wouldn't entrust your guys' ambitions or futures with anybody less than somebody like Frank. He manages, or I shouldn't say management, he is someone that has supported student and career achievements of over 40,000 students. He has supported 70,000 staff members. And as a supervisor of network services for the second largest school district in Oregon, he has reinvented a service model that leaves end users confident in their abilities, confident in their equipment, and in the systems support team that he has developed. He is a great leader and a friend, and I am proud to have him here to share his experience and knowledge, Mr. Frank Zavala.
Now I'm going to have to live up to the hype, right? Thank you for that kind introduction. Thank you for inviting me to speak today. I'm very pleased to be here to join you in celebrating this wonderful occasion. Just so you know, this speech is going to be participatory to some extent. We have this. And then we have this. First of all, congratulations to all of you. You should be very, very proud of yourselves for accomplishing this goal. Well done. I know you must be excited to get your hands on your diplomas and run out into the world. But as cartoonist Gary Trudeau said, commencement speeches were invented largely in the belief that outgoing college students should never be released into the world until they have been properly sedated. That's where I come in as your speaker. However, I will try not to sedate you too badly. And as my wife let me know, it would be much appreciated if I would keep it brief. To the families of those graduating and earning certifications, congratulations to you. Know that your support through this process made an enormous impact. I'm sure you're very proud of your graduates as they close this portion of their lives and prepare for the next steps into their new careers. Graduation is one of those passages in life that defines a coming of age, an ending of one era as a student, and now moving on to a new stage in which you become a participant in the greater world using the knowledge you worked hard to acquire to further your goals. Many of you are certain of your futures as leaders and achievers. Some of you have firm ideas about what should come next and have a lot of hope that you will get there. And there is, of course, some of you who are just amazed that you got to this graduation point at all. That was me, just so you know. That was me. The future will be exciting, and life will be trying at times, but it will be all dependent on you and your determination to succeed. It's been a number of years since I graduated from college, and things have changed just a bit since then. And to prove that I'm one of you, let me bring my geek on. In 2002, the most popular TV show was Firefly. The most popular movie was Star Wars Episode 2. And the radio was playing greats from Creed, Eminem, and Nelly. I'm going to speak a little bit more geek. In IT, for me, when I was you, it was Windows 98. And the discussions of a brand new OS platform that was going to change the world, ME. Win2K was the OS platform from servers. Napster was still around. And Google, since it had been around since 1998, was really starting to take hold. In IT years, I'm really old. Oh, and I had some big plans after graduation. I was a graduate later in life at Pioneer Pacific College, and I was going to change the world one bite at a time. Here we go. With sheepskin in hand, I had the impression that the world would be waiting for me with open arms. I would land my first job, and after a couple of years of practical experience, I would be making fat cash. Drive one sweet ride, have a hot wife, and be calling all the shots. I developed an application that everyone had to have, and count my money and my dreams, and all the time bestowing my gifts of knowledge to all who asked, and travel to every port in the world, living large. That was my game plan. Well, you see, I planned to take it easy, not work too hard, and enjoy life. And my wife will probably tell you I try to do that now. And here I find myself at graduation once again, 13 years later. My life didn't turn out quite the way I planned. I did land that first entry-level job. I was a DB admin. I do have a pretty sweet ride. I still have a smoking hot wife. And I make some sweet cash over. I just have accepted a job that will allow me to be the prime decision maker for a large organization. Still waiting to develop an application that will allow me to do the travel and get some real sweet cash. But so far, so good. And though life didn't turn out exactly the way I thought it would, I don't regret a bit of it. I haven't failed. You see, I've adapted and found what makes me happy, fulfills me, and so will you. Life doesn't usually follow the plans you lay out for yourself. You will all experience highs and lows of life, the difficult and the easy, and unfortunately, there may sometimes be too many difficulties and just not enough smooth sailing. Your true successes will be defined by how you handle both of these. Winston Churchill so eloquently stated, "Difficulties masters are opportunities won." As you graduate and take on new challenges, chances are you won't be making $1 million at your first job. In fact, you might not get the first, or the second, or the third job you interview for. You may never become a CTO of a Fortune 500 company, but that's okay. The important thing is that you've already taken the initial steps needed to build a more promising future. Every class you've taken, every lab, every essay, every certification you've earned, they have all been preparing you to adapt to change and challenges. Especially since a number of you were probably working days and going to classes at night. I know just how tough that is. But as you know, it's a tough world out there. Nothing will be handed to you. You have to earn it, and it will mean more to you because you will earn it. Let me talk to you about what perseverance means to me. If you forgive my emotion for a minute, I'd like to make and give you an example of perseverance and how it can pay off. And I'm sure many of you have similar examples to draw from. My mama. My mama came across the border at 2 years of age on the back of my grandfather. She and her family were migrant workers, moving from state to state, and her family earning a living following the crops in the season. She had a 4th grade education, but my mama had dreams of her own. Being the oldest of 7, however, she stayed home and raised her siblings, foregoing any of her own personal ambitions. As you can tell, it was probably a pretty difficult life. She met my dad and got married, moved to Oregon. But sadly, my dad passed when I was 11. My mama went to school and received a certificate that would allow her to be an instructional assistant for Salem Kaiser schools, allowing her to work there and to raise 3 boys on her own. To the great work she did for the school district as a liaison for hundreds of other migrant students, she was featured in the Statesman Journal as a person who truly cared about those in need. It is watching her deal with adversity with grace and persistence that I stand before you today. My mama, my hero. You have taken key steps towards your successful future, and also the betterment of your family and your community. You've worked hard, spending months or years learning those new skill sets. Our complex and technical world today requires education and skills that were not needed in the past. Ultimately, your well-educated generation will benefit us all in the future. Let me leave you with this thought. from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. You're now armed with the most important tools needed to forge your path ahead. It's not the diploma itself that counts. It's about what you've learned along the way and what you do with the education you've gotten in your journey to graduation today. Your future is in your hands, no one else's. Seize this opportunity, and best of luck to all of you in your future endeavors. Thank you.